Welcome back, Focus Learners. I am so thrilled to have you here for another deep dive on the Explainer. Today, we're tackling something that is incredibly practical and honestly highly strategic. We're looking at a dual-purpose blueprint. First up, it's a total masterclass in understanding Chinese cultural norms within eldercare, specifically geared toward personal support workers, or PSWs. And the second part? Well, it's a step-by-step guide to absolutely acing your next group presentation using some pretty amazing modern AI tools. We're going to blend deep cultural empathy with top-tier academic execution. So grab a notepad because we are packing a lot of actionable insights into this one.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Our agenda today serves as a perfectly structured rubric. We're going to start with demographics and origins, move into diet and daily life, and then explore family, health, and aging. From there, we'll tackle customs, illness, and death before hitting the most crucial part of any elder care assignment, the PSW care challenges. And finally, we'll wrap the whole thing up with a guaranteed strategy for acing the presentation.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Demographics and Origins.
You know, choosing Chinese culture for a caregiving presentation is a brilliant strategic move. Why? Because it offers a rich, highly detailed subject that creates this stark, really engaging contrast to standard Western care models. Now, this demographic traces its origins to mainland China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau, and a massive global diaspora. But here's the thing. Language is where you really need to pay attention as a care provider. While Mandarin is the official and definitely the most widely spoken language, a lot of older immigrants, which are the exact people you'll be caring for in elder care, often speak Cantonese or regional dialects like Shanghainese and Min. Getting a handle on this difference is literally step one in bridging that communication gap.
Moving right along to Section 2, Diet and Daily Life. When caring for this demographic, you kind of have to completely rethink how you look at the food tray. A truly fascinating framework here is the concept of yin and yang. In traditional Chinese culture, food isn't just about calories and macros. It is fundamentally viewed as medicine. It's all about maintaining internal thermal balance. So meals are carefully constructed to balance yin, which are cooling foods, think green tea, melon, and cucumber, with yang, those warming foods, like ginger, garlic, and red meat. When a senior is feeling unwell, they're often going to look to adjust this balance through their diet, way before they even think about seeking chemical medications.
To put that into perspective, just think about the stark contrast in meal expectations here. Standard Canadian or Western facility meals often throw in cold milk, glasses of ice water, and raw salads. Now compare that to traditional Chinese preferences: warmer hot water, hot soups, and cooked vegetables. If you offer a traditional Chinese senior a glass of ice water, they might just politely reject it or simply leave it sitting there. That's because cold liquids are culturally believed to harm digestion and completely upset that delicate internal balance we just talked about. As a PSW, just swapping that ice water for a cup of warm water, that is a tiny, effortless change that builds immense trust.
Let's shift gears to Section 3, Family, Health, and Aging.
So the absolutely crucial point to grasp here is the concept of filial piety, or shao. This is a deeply ingrained Confucian duty. Adult children are entirely expected to respect, obey, and physically care for their aging parents. And because of this, traditional families often view sending a parent to a care facility as a downright failure of their family duty. What does this mean for you? Well, it means that even if a senior is in your care facility, their adult children are likely going to be heavily involved in their care decisions. It's a reflection of a traditional, patriarchal, multi-generational family structure.
And when it comes to medical treatment, Western medicine is definitely not the only tool in the shed. Holistic care practices are incredibly common. We're talking traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture, herbal teas, cupping, which is known as gua sha, and tai chi for mobility. You are frequently going to see these traditional therapies combined right alongside modern Western medicine. A culturally competent care worker doesn't dismiss these practices, they respect and accommodate them.
All right, now we reach Section 4, Customs, Illness, and Death.
To really build deep empathy with your client, you have to understand their calendar. Key holidays like Lunar New Year, with its famous red envelopes or Hungbo, the Mid-Autumn Mooncake Festival, which focuses heavily on family, and Qingming, the tomb sweeping day dedicated to ancestor veneration, these are not just parties. They are deeply spiritual and familial touchstones. Knowing when these are happening and proactively asking your clients about them shows a profound level of respect.
And this brilliantly illustrates one of the biggest communication friction points in healthcare. In Western medical communication, the gold standard is complete transparency, right? Giving direct terminal diagnoses straight to the patient. But the traditional Chinese approach is often the exact opposite. Families frequently prefer to receive serious diagnoses first, actively shielding the elderly patient from the bad news to prevent emotional distress and maintain hope. It's a completely different mindset. Additionally, when death does occur, it's really important to remember that traditional mourning colors are white and black. You absolutely must avoid bright colors, especially red, which is meant for celebration, during any periods of mourning.
We have now reached Section 5, PSW Care Challenges.
If you're a student, lean in, because this is how you apply that cultural knowledge directly to personal support work to get top academic marks. The big question is this: if your client were a member of this cultural group, what unique challenges could you have when providing care? If you are preparing a presentation, answering this specific question thoroughly is exactly what unlocks full marks. Let's break down the solutions.
Let's systematically tackle these challenges one by one. First up, language barriers. An older client might just politely nod out of respect even if they have no idea what you're saying, or worse, if they are in pain. Your approach? Rely heavily on observing nonverbal cues. Second, stoicism. Many clients hide their pain to avoid being a burden or suffering a loss of face. You've got to counteract this by proactively offering comfort and utilizing visual pain scales. Third, dietary conflicts. We already touched on this. Don't fight them on the ice water. Just provide warm liquids and cooked vegetables. Finally, dealing with an overbearing family due to filial piety. Your job here is to delicately balance respecting the family's deep involvement with maintaining the client's own autonomy, all while adhering to your facility's policies.
Let's pivot to our final section, acing the presentation.
We have covered all the healthcare content. Now I'm going to give you the ultimate cheat code for executing your group project flawlessly. Group work can be notoriously messy, so structure is absolutely everything. Step 1, divide the 7 content sections we just covered evenly across your 4 speakers. Step 2, ensure every single person has 1.5 to 2 minutes of equal speaking time. Trust me, instructors grade heavily on equal participation. Step 3, do a full dry run on WhatsApp or Zoom to ensure your total presentation lands perfectly in that sweet spot 5 to 10 minute window.
But wait, here is the real secret weapon for modern students, Notebook LM. This AI tool is an absolute group project hack. Here's how you use it. Step 1, you upload all your source notes and outline into the app. Step 2, use their audio overview feature. It literally instantly generates a conversational podcast between 2 AI hosts discussing your notes. You can just drop that audio file right into your group chat so everyone passively learns the material on their commute. Step 3, you can ask the AI to generate perfectly timed 2-minute speaker scripts for each group member, plus quiz questions to test each other before the big day. In fact, you can copy and paste this exact prompt into Notebook LM to generate your study materials instantly. Ready? Quote, generate an audio overview summarizing Chinese cultural practices in healthcare, filial piety, dietary habits, and key considerations for personal support workers. It does the heavy lifting for you. Oh, and one more pro tip for your presentation. To secure that 5 out of 5 mark for visuals, bring a physical prop. I'm serious. Bring in a small teapot, a red envelope, or even just print out a 1-page summary handout to pass around the class. It shows incredible initiative and always wins points.
Well, we have covered immense ground today, haven't we? From understanding the ancient concepts of yin and yang and filial piety to mastering the vital nuances of nonverbal pain assessment, all the way to hacking your study prep with AI. So, I leave you with this final thought. Will you use this blueprint to transform your next group assignment from a stressful chore into a culturally competent masterpiece? I certainly hope so. Because while knowledge is power, structured application is what actually gets the A. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer, and keep learning out there.